Richard Hamilton, a wealthy businessman, was known for his flamboyant lifestyle. He enjoyed the attention of glamorous women, and to prove his generosity, he gave each of the 4 women in his circle an unlimited black credit card. To his fiancée, he promised luxury shopping. To his secretary, he whispered, "No limits for loyalty." To a socialite friend, he offered it as a token of fun. And even to a distant cousin, he called it family support. Each woman reacted with excitement and greed. Shopping sprees, jewelry, designer clothes, everything suddenly seemed within reach. They laughed among themselves, each believing she was Richard's favorite. Hidden beneath the surface, however, jealousy brewed, each one trying to outdo the others in spending and showing off. Among those who witnessed the extravagance was Maria, Richard's quiet maid. She cooked, cleaned, and silently carried the shopping bags as the women flaunted their new treasures. They looked down on her, mocking her plain clothes and humble nature. What none of them knew was that Maria had noticed something unusual. Richard had accidentally left a 5th black card on his desk, untouched and forgotten. It was assigned in her name. She stared at it in disbelief. Why would a billionaire give her, a simple maid, such power? While the 4 women used their cards for luxuries, Maria held the sleek black card in her trembling hands. She could have gone shopping like them, bought clothes, jewels, or even a new house. But her heart told her otherwise. She remembered her sick mother back in the village, children from her neighborhood who had no school supplies, and families who couldn't even afford a decent meal. The next morning, instead of entering boutiques, Maria visited a children's hospital. Quietly, she paid off medical bills for struggling parents. Later, she went to a local school and donated funds for books, uniforms, and repairs. Word spread quickly, though Maria asked for no recognition. Shop owners, teachers, and even doctors whispered about a mysterious benefactor who gave without asking anything in return. Meanwhile, the 4 women flaunted their cards in public, competing for Richard's attention. Their photos filled gossip magazines, showing off lavish parties and expensive handbags. None of them cared about the people serving them. Maria, however, felt something she had never felt before: freedom. She used her card not for herself, but to bring hope. And though she thought Richard would never notice, his sharp eyes were always observing from the shadows. Richard had always believed that money revealed true character. Giving the 4 women unlimited cards was not just generosity, it was a test. He wanted to see who valued him, and who valued only what he could give. Their behavior quickly confirmed his suspicions. They fought over him, compared purchases, and even insulted each other. Love, it seemed, was nowhere to be found. But Maria's actions fascinated him. At first, he thought it was coincidence when bills from hospitals and schools appeared on his account. But when he traced the receipts, they all pointed back to her card. Instead of self-indulgence, she had chosen kindness. Intrigued, Richard followed her discreetly one day. He saw her carrying food into a homeless shelter, laughing with children as she served them warm meals. She wasn't dressed in luxury, but her smile glowed brighter than diamonds. Richard realized that the maid he had overlooked for years had done something none of the wealthy women could: she turned his wealth into a blessing for others. For the first time, he felt ashamed of his shallow relationships. That evening, he sat in his mansion watching the 4 women argue over who loved him most. His decision was already made. He knew exactly who had passed the test. Richard invited all 5 women, the 4 cardholders and Maria, into his grand dining hall. The table glittered with gold cutlery and crystal glasses. The 4 women arrived dressed in their finest gowns, ready to impress. Maria, however, came in her plain maid uniform, humble and unsure why she was summoned. Richard raised his glass and spoke firmly. "I gave each of you an unlimited card. How you used it revealed your heart." He turned to his fiancée, who smirked confidently. "You spent millions on jewelry," he said. She blushed but nodded proudly. His secretary leaned forward eagerly, but Richard's eyes grew colder. "You bought luxury vacations." He turned to the socialite and cousin. "And you two wasted it on parties and handbags." Then Richard paused, his voice softening. "But one of you chose differently." All eyes turned to Maria. Confused, she lowered her gaze. Richard continued, "Maria spent her card helping the sick, the poor, and the helpless. While the rest of you chased vanity, she gave hope." The room fell silent. The four women's smiles faded, anger and shame flickering across their faces. Maria trembled, whispering, "I only did what felt right." Richard stood, walking toward her. "And that is exactly why you are different." The four women erupted in protest. "She's just a maid." One shouted. "She doesn't deserve your attention." Another sneered. Richard silenced them with a single wave of his hand. "Enough," he said firmly. "I've seen everything I need to see. Money cannot buy love, loyalty, or kindness. You all failed." Only Maria understood the true meaning of wealth. He turned to the stunned maid and smiled warmly. "Maria, you've proven that your heart is richer than any fortune. From this day on, you will not be my maid, you will be my partner." Gasps filled the hall. The four women sat in stunned silence, their faces twisted with disbelief. Maria's eyes widened. "Sir, I never expected," but Richard interrupted gently. "Don't call me, sir, anymore. Call me Richard. You've done something no one expected, and you've touched my heart in ways they never could." As the four women stormed out in humiliation, Richard took Maria's hand. She was trembling, overwhelmed, but her heart was filled with warmth. For the first time, she felt seen, not as a servant, but as someone worthy of love. And so, in a twist no one saw coming, the maid who spent her wealth on others became the one who gained everything, including the billionaire's heart.